Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Sanjaya informed King Dhritarashtra very tactfully that his unwise policy of deceiving the son of Pandu and endeavoring to enthrone his own sons on the seat of kingdom was not very laudable. The signs already clearly indicated that the whole Kuru dynasty would be killed in that great battle, beginning with the grandsire Bhishma down to the grandson like Abhimanyu and others, including kings from many states of the world. All were present there, and all were doomed. The whole catastrophe was due to King Dhritarashtra because he encouraged the policy followed by his son. We'll chant two more verses. सघोषो धार्तराष्ट्राणां हृदयानि विदारयत् नभश्च पृथ्वीं चैव तुमुलो अभ्यनुनादयन्
सघोषो धार्तराष्ट्राणां हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नभश्च पृथ्वीं चैव तुमुलो अभ्यनुनादयन्.
Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The blowing of this different conch shell became uproarious, vibrating both in the sky and on the earth. It shattered the heart of the sons of Dhritarashtra. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. When Bhishma and others on the side of Duryodhana blew their respective conch shell, there was no heart breaking on the part of Pandavas. Such occurrences are not mentioned. But in this particular verse, it is mentioned that the heart of the sons of Dhritarashtra were shattered on the sound vibrated by Pandavas' party. This is due to the Pandavas and their confidence in Lord Krishna. One who takes shelter of Supreme Lord has nothing to fear, even in the midst of greatest calamity. So this is the last verse in this section that we'll chant. अथा व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजा प्रवत्ते शास्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवा ऋषिकेशां तदा वाक्यम् इदा आहा महीपते.
अथा व्यवस्थितां दृष्ट्वा धृतराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजा प्रवर्ते शास्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदम् आहा महीपते.
Translation proper by Srila Prabhupada. Translation. At that time, Arjuna the son of Pandu, seated in the chariot bearing the flag marked with Hanuman, took up his bow and prepared to shoot his arrows. O king, after looking at the son of Dhritarashtra, drawn in military array, Arjuna then spoke to Lord Krishna these words. So if any devotee wish to chant, read the purport, they can read this purport from now onwards.
The battle was just about to begin. It understood from the above statement that the son of Dhritarashtra was more or less disheartened by the unexpected arrangement of the military force by the Pandavas, who were guided by the direct instruction of the Lord Krishna on the battlefield. The emblem of the Hanuman on the flag of Arjuna is another sign of the victory, because the Hanuman cooperated with the Lord Rama in the battle between Rama and Ravana, and the Lord Rama emerged victorious now both Rama and Hanuman were present on the chariot of Arjuna to help him. Lord Krishna is Rama himself, and wherever Lord Rama is his eternal servitor Hanuman and his eternal consort Sita, the goddess of fortune, are present. Therefore, Arjuna had no cause to fear any enemies whatsoever. And above all, the Lord of the senses, Lord Krishna, was personally present to give him the direction. Thus, all this good counsel was available to Arjuna in the matter of the executing the battle in such a spacious condition, arranged by the Lord for his eternal devotee, lay the sign of the assured victory.
So we'll start with one very interesting story. Once there was a small boy who used to go to playground to play. 5-year-old boy. He used to go to ground and play cricket near some garden and farming area. So once what happened, his ball has gone to the crop nearby crop area, and he just ran toward picking up the ball. Then he found then small cabbages were growing there. He had experience in his house that his mother used to give money to the vendor and used to purchase cabbages and potatoes and tomatoes and other vegetables. So he thought, let me pluck 2 3 cabbage from here. So then my mother will be able to save money. So we need not to pay money to the vendors. We can use these vegetables. So he sees if there is somebody around him. Then he very intactfully steals 3 cabbages and just run towards his house. So when his mother saws his son bringing 3 cabbages, she asks from where you have got. So he says, I have just got it from the farming area, from the garden. Then she becomes very happy. Oh, such a nice thing you have done. You have saved my effort of going to market and giving money and purchasing vegetables. So what happens, that son of that lady become encouraged in stealing things. Then slowly start stealing somebody's money. Then he start looting people. Slowly he when by the time he was young, he became a full-fledged criminal. He even started murdering for the money, and he became very bad person in his life. So at one of his crime, he was caught by the police and he was put behind bars, and he was being he was being ordered to hang till death. So whenever a prisoner is going to be hanged, he's been asked the last desire. What is their last desire? The son of the mother says, my last desire is to see my mother. So his mother was being called, and as soon as he meets his mother, he slaps her. And after slapping, he started crying. Then he says, because of you, I am dying today. If he could have stopped me in the beginning itself, not to steal that small thing in the beginning, I would have not continued stealing, and this point of time would have not come when I am going to be hanged till death. So this is a very instructive story. What is given in the, if you see, it is given in the 16th to 18th verse purport. Prabhupada is ending the purport by saying the whole catastrophe was due to King Dhritarashtra because he encouraged the policy followed by his son. So since Kauravas was having illicit desire to rule the kingdom, which was not their rightful share, and Dhritarashtra encouraged them because he also wanted to enjoy the kingdom, because he himself could not do it because of his blindness. So that's why we'll see in the future that how Pandavas will be killed and the Kauravas will be killed, and Pandavas will be established as a rightful owner of the kingdom. So by this we can understand one very important principle, that there are 2 things which we can understand, that is to apply in our personal life, and one is to be applied to our subordinates. The thing which is to be applied to ourselves is that there are so many wrong things which may we see inside us. There will be some wrong habit. It may be very small as stealing something very insignificant or telling some lies. But we should understand that these small things, if we keep cultivating and if we don't remove them, then they are once going to become the very strong part of my personality. It is going to ruin my entire life. So we should be constantly putting effort to purify us, and to keep improving ourselves, and constantly keep rectifying our behavior on a regular basis. And the second thing what we can do is, whoever is subordinated to us, we should be very careful that they are not going in a wrong direction. So to take up the position of a parents or to take up the position of a father is very responsible thing. So we should be very careful that our children, our subordinate, should not we should be very careful that they are rectified and they have been corrected every time. Even Chanakya Pandit says that from the age of 5 till the age of 15, we should be very, very strict with our children. And after that, we should just become friend. So this part is given so that because apart from us, there will be nobody who will be guiding them. And we are their world. So we should understand this point very importantly. To purify ourselves constantly, to improving ourselves constantly, and to help our subordinate to improve in their behavior and conduct and so on. So in one more very interesting thing which comes out from these purports, starting from 12th verse till 15th, that there are different signs which are given that how Pandavas will be going to be victorious. If you see in our 18th chapter, 13th and 14th verse, Krishna explains the 5 factor which leads to success. It's very interesting verse which Krishna explains, and we also would be very interesting to know what are these 5 factors which leads to accomplishment of any task. So if we know them and properly apply them, then we can become successful. So let us chant this verse. Panchatani Mahabaho Karanani Nibodame Shanke Pratante Proktani Siddhaye Sarva Karmanam Adhisthanam Tata Karta Karnam Cha Pratak Vidam Vividhascha Pratak Chesta Devam Chaivatra Panchamam. So here Krishna says that these are declared in Sankhya philosophy, these 5 factors, to be the place of action. First factor is the place where we are performing action. Second is the performer who is performing the action. Third is the instrument, the senses by which we are performing action. Fourth is endeavor. And fifth, the most important, is ultimately the super soul. We can refer this verse 18.13 and 14. So let us analyze that what were the different things which were present, how these 5 things were present on the sides of Pandavas that they could emerge victorious. And they could rule the kingdom later on. Let us first start with the place of action. So all of us know that this place of action, the place where this war being performed, is Kurukshetra. In the beginning itself, how Gita starts is Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. So this Dharma Kshetra, and Dhritarashtra also became very perturbed whether the influence of this powerful spiritual place should not come in the outcome of the result of that battlefield, of that fight. So the place, because it was Dharma Yuddha and Pandavas were on the side of Dharma, they were the very religious and virtuous people. So place was very, very favorable for them to merge out victorious. And it is said every location has its own kind of energies. So every location, whatever we see around us, has a certain kind of energies. So that's what difference we feel when we go to graveyard. We feel so negative, and when we come to temple. So there are 2 different places, but we feel completely drastic change in energy in both the places. So the location, the energy which was there in the Dharma Kshetra, in the Kurukshetra, was very much favorable for Pandavas to emerge as victorious. The second thing is the performer. If you see who were the performers were the Pandavas. And they were the most virtuous people on the planet at that point of time. Kunti, Draupadi, they were the people who were supporting Pandavas, who were on Pandavas' side. And Pandavas themselves, Yudhishthira, he was the emblem, he was the most strong personality in terms of he is also known as Dharmaraj. In the religious principle, he was very, very strong personality, Yudhishthira Maharaj. And Arjunas and Sahadev, Bhima, all this kind of person. So performer also was very virtuous, so it was aligning themselves to reach the victory. So third thing is, senses by which we perform action. And here in the battlefield, the instrument by which the Pandavas are going to use for fighting are different astras, different shastras. And all of us know that how Arjuna has, pleased many demigods and he received many boons in forms of different instruments. Even the battlefield, even the chariot which he was driving was being given to him by Agni Deva, another very auspicious sign. And Gandiva, as all of us know, that he was having Gandiva by which he could kill anybody. He was having that chariot which he was one being gifted by Agnideva. So we can see the instrument by which Pandavas are going to fight is also very much favorable. So fourth thing we see, endeavor. So now this entire Bhagavad Gita will be spoke to encourage Arjuna to fight and to put his endeavor. So that also is taken care of because they are going to put lot of effort because of Krishna's guidance, because of Krishna's instruction that we'll be reading in this entire Bhagavad Gita series. And the fifth most important thing which we see here is the super soul. Here it is said that how that super soul, how the sanction of super soul was present with Pandavas on their side. We see Krishna personally was present. We have seen that Krishna is present with Pandavas. And we have understood in first 14th verse that wherever there is Krishna, goddess of fortune is present there. So goddess of fortune is present with the Pandavas. Then we say many different transcendental personalities like the transcendental conch which was being blown by the by Krishna himself. Then we also see here one interesting thing coming out, that on the top of Arjuna's chariot there was an emblem of Hanumanji which was there. So it is said here, the emblem of Hanuman on the flag of Arjuna is another sign of victory. You see how Prabhupada explains, since there was two great battlefield which has happened. One is battle against Ravana and Ramchandra, and now it is happening between Pandavas and Kauravas. Lord Rama was present there, and Hanuman was helping Lord Ramachandra, and he witnesses the victory of Lord Ramchandra over Lord Rama. So that hero who witnessed the victory of Lord Rama and who helped Lord Rama to become victorious is also present on the top of the Arjuna's chariot. And since Lord Rama is there in the form of Krishna, Hanumanji is there, the same history is going to repeat again. The thing which has happened in the by killing Ravanas by the combination of Hanuman and Lord Rama, same combination is present here also in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Krishna is there, Hanuman is there. There is no side of Arjuna, Pandavas, and they are certainly is going to win. So we see in the last also Prabhupada says in the purport, if we see, in such auspicious condition arranged by the Lord for his eternal devotee lay the sign of assured victory. So if you see all those factors which you have understood before Devyam, the performer, place of action, and senses, then endeavor, these are all secondary supporting element to success. The primary element to success is the presence of Lord in our side. So sometimes what happens, we get disturbed by situation, which is not so much favorable for us. But it is said here, even though situation was not so favorable for Pandavas, but they emerged victorious because Krishna personally was there on the side of Pandavas and he arranged everything in such a way, whether externally or internally, that they come out victorious. So similarly, we come across many situations in our life, whether it can be at a personal level, whether it can be at a social level, whether it can be at a universal level. We come across many situations which is seems to be very like a mountain. We cannot cross over it. But if we keep faith on Krishna and we try to bring Krishna on our side, automatically what will happen is so-called unfavorable situation, Krishna will turn them into favorable situation for our victory in our life. So our whole endeavor should be that we try to bring Krishna more and more towards us. We try to go more and more toward Krishna, and we try to bring Krishna more and more in our life. That is very important point. So it is also said that if Supreme Lord wants to take something from you, then how much you can keep with your two hands. If he has decided that I am going to take away everything from you, then how much you can keep with two hands? You cannot keep too much. But if Krishna has decided I am going to give you so many things, then how much you can handle with two hands? So when he gives with 10 hands from 10 different directions, and when he takes all from 10 different directions, and we cannot control. So we see same principle is applied here. That Kauravas was humongous, so big, so mammoth. Their party were, their military forces were. They themselves were 100 in numbers, but they could not save themselves. But Pandavas, if they were only 5 in numbers, but the entire earth was given to them for ruling. That was Lord Shri Krishna's blessings upon them. So our whole effort should be that we try to bring more and more to Krishna's side. And how we can do it? We can simply do in this age of Kali Yuga by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and by bringing Krishnas in our life by worshipping the deity and having a simple life. At the same time, we are thinking higher by worshipping Krishna and serving his mission to whatever extent we can do. So if we do that, then Krishna is on our side, and whatever so-called unfavorable, painful situation we may be in a material estimation, it will all be wiped out. Krishna will take care, and you will come out victorious in your life. And that also we also see from this section with Prabhupada is explaining that they were assured sign of victory. So in the beginning, if you see, Pandavas also went across many tribulations, trials and tribulations. That point of time, nobody could say that they are going to be ruler of the world at one point of time. But when right time came, since Krishna was on their side, so he changed all the situation of Pandavas into a very powerful situation. So that is all. We should be have a lot of faith on Supreme Lord. Especially what happens, we start losing faith in difficult situation. But we should be sticking on to the principles. We should be sticking on to the to keep Krishna more and more in our life. Then you will see wonderful thing happening. And Krishna personally will take care. He assures, even in Bhagavad Gita last chapter. So we'll conclude with this small little understanding. So if anybody had got any other points from these purports and translation, they can share, or if anybody have any question, we can discuss that.